Hi guys, Elizabeth and Ricky here, and this is Life Goes Online. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about technology, VR, Meta. What's the go there? Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo! Can't wait! Let's do this.
Was I supposed to say let's do this?
Yeah.
Prince Harry's got a new book out.
Spare.
Spare. He's the spare. Or he's really into temping bowling.
Yeah. He should have been strike.
But he's
can't
not
do
that
it.
good. He loves temping bowling, but he's really,
Crap at it.
he's an amateur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've pre-ordered our Audible copy, which has
Have we?
Yeah, which has his voice narrating it.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Something we can read together.
Listen to, yeah.
Something that's, not learny, just a bit of fun. Although there'll be lots to learn from it.
Yeah.
Because he's a man in a situation that not many people are in, and it'd be good as if he's being honest to get some insights into that world.
A lot of people are dumping on him already, though.
Yeah.
They're just analysing his front cover. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, look at the way he's looking at us.
Yeah, wait until they read the book, they'll cherry pick.
Yeah.
Poor bugger will be run over the coals, but Mark will, she'll cop it either way.
Oh, yeah, it's her fault that he's writing this. She wrote the book, probably.
Yeah. No, that's giving her too much credit in the eyes of people.
Oh, well.
I wonder, he would have had help writing it, wouldn't he? He wouldn't have.
No, he wouldn't have written it by himself.
He would have just explained to someone what
The flavour.
what transpired, and then they'd write it, and he'd say, "Well, that's a bit off. That's a bit off." Because if I was in his position, even though I'm a writer, I'd just get a better writer and just jazz it up.
For sure. You'd have an editor.
Yeah, to have
do
an
all the
editor.
work.
Yeah, which would do the slog.
Yeah.
But you'd still have to remember all this stuff and put it in context. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, looking forward to that book.
And how much was it?
Oh, well, I just used an Audible credit, but when I looked at, you can pre-order it at Big W, the actual hardcover.
Yeah.
Not hardcover, the hard copy.
Paperback.
Paperback. And you could buy that for $25 or $35, but usually it's $59 after the pre-order.
Wow. Well, it's good that we got that deal. I think he's in for a pretty penny, unlike their podcast, which didn't go too well.
Her podcast, Archetypes.
Yep. Was that a flop?
Yeah, that was a flop because, for starters, she's named it Archetypes because it's like a play on the words, the fact that they're all Archies.
Yeah.
But then she's not talking about archetypes, she's talking about stereotypes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the starting problem. And
they're nitpicking.
then she talks about how she's 60% Nigerian at one point, and about angry black woman stuff, and she's just
Talking about her rather than the guest.
I don't know. I think that was part of the critic.
Yeah, she's trying to, I don't know the word.
Pander.
No, not pander. Sell herself.
Oh, yeah. Promote.
Show who she is. Well, just, it's very hard when you see yourself one way and the media's portraying you one way.
Yeah.
You want to sort of even the score. Yeah.
But I just thought that would go gangbusters, that podcast, because who wouldn't be interested in that? But it's just it's
Yeah.
a bit boring.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch their Netflix special once they finally get around to bringing that out?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I was surprised how uninterested I was in Obama's Netflix show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the one that tied that with comedy and stuff?
Oh, it was about government, wasn't it?
Oh.
How government works or something. And it had that Adam fella that tells the truth about Adam someone. And he breaks down what things are really about, like recycling and all that sort of.
Oh, yeah. No, I was getting confused by that comedy that Barack Obama was in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
And this Adam guy just recently did, because I was going to talk about positively about Patagonia, the brand, because Patagonia, they're worth $2-3 billion or something, and they, the owner of the business decided to give it to a charity, or he set up a charity to and then all the money goes to climate change. So they're sort of a, Patagonia brand.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Patagonia is like backpacks and stuff for hiking.
Like Kathmandu, but Patagonia.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and they're big on puffy jackets for rich people.
Oh, yeah.
And this Adam bloke, Adam explains everything, I think, his show is, or something like that. I haven't got it exactly right. But he explained that it's actually a tax write-off, because when he dies, there's a death tax, and a lot of the money that it would go to his kids gets taxed. Oh. And this way, he set up 2 foundations, and one is totally controlled by him and his kids, and the other is the other one, and he'll still have, like, it explained that it's not all about doing the right thing. It's all about so his kids get to control it into the future, and they don't have to pay a lot of tax, and they'll have a lot of sway in politics and stuff like that.
But do you think that, like, his heart was in the right place and that's just a good byproduct, or do you think his heart was in the wrong place, he was just trying to dodge tax, and then the byproduct is, we'll help climate change at the same time?
I think he's a big advocate for looking after the planet, but he's also a billionaire, so he's very focused on keeping his money in his own hands, and I would imagine, like most billionaires are. So he probably, his accountant said, give him the options, and he said, well, what can we do, and worked out ways that would benefit his family, plus great PR and good for the environment, because the PR was fantastic for him. Adam's the only one I come across that sort of dug a bit deeper and looked at what was going on. And apparently this is a bit of a trend where rich people set up these things so they don't have to give tax when they hand their wealth over to their kids.
That's a bit sad.
Yeah. Well, have you heard much about the Metaverse?
Yeah. I just hear a lot of bagging out about it, and how Zuckerberg is losing money because of it, because he's banging on about this thing that makes him look stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone who tries it, that's sort of doing a video online, sort of pretty critical of it. But a lot of people think that headwear VR is the next big thing, because that's what it is, VR. So Facebook or Meta is going all in, because they don't think Facebook's going to be the profit engine it was in the future. And everyone's talking about how they've died in the arse, and their profit shares, like they're the worst on the whatever market they're on, the S&P or whatever. Yeah. They're the worst performing, because they've lost so much share price. But they're still making a lot of profit. They're not dead. But a lot of people, like with me, for example, I've gone from having around 300 friends to deleting that account and just having an account with 5 or 6 people. And I don't spend as much time on Facebook. And it's pretty much impossible for me to promote something on Facebook and that to get to the audience without me paying money. They've made it very hard to sort of like pay to play these days. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people, I think they lost, I was going to say 200,000 subscribers, but that's Netflix. They're losing users anyway. I don't think they're growing.
And so, what, everyone has to buy a virtual reality headset in the future?
Oh, yeah. So what they're doing is taking any sort of thing that you do online
Yeah.
and trying to port it over to the VR world
Yeah.
and make it work. But one of the big problems with VR is 80% of people, when they spend too much time on it, they actually get nauseous.
Oh.
So Xbox went and got a military contract worth, I assume, billions of dollars for the US Army. And yeah, 80% of their soldiers can't use it because if they spend more than, like 2 or 3 hours in it, they start getting real sick. Like, it's not virtual reality, that's augmented reality where they can see what's in front of them and then they have an overlay over the top. Yeah.
And what would be an example of an overlay?
An overlay, like something that highlights an object and tells you what it is. Like it put a green box around that fridge because I got the helmet on and say Kelvinator 460.
But what would be an example of a useful one,
a use case, a use case for it? I don't know.
Is it just for entertainment or is it for purpose?
Well, they want to have it so so we replace these with headsets, computers.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of things that don't sort of say that that's going to happen because like they're really pushing meetings.
Yeah.
Facebook is so business to do business meetings in VR rather than Zoom or whatever.
Yeah.
But the problem is then you can't take notes and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's like might be a case that they're trying to solve a problem that doesn't need to be solved.
Yeah.
But they've put all them chips in that bucket.
Yeah.
And they're going for it. And if VR does succeed, chances are Facebook's going to be the big player simply because they've bought up all these little VR companies with all their wealth. And so they're really trying to make sure that, but they've got to compete with, Microsoft's got the headset and they've got Xbox, so they're not going to compete on gaming with Xbox. So if they port them over to headsets, Microsoft could end up being the winner. But they got that, what they want to do is do that because Facebook runs on ads, like it makes its money from ads. So if it could, it doesn't want to be, it wants to own the platform of VR in the future so they can be the one that sells the ads and do that sort of thing.
Well, because what about those glasses that...
Google glasses?
I don't know if they're called Google glasses.
Oh, they have one called Google Glass. But the use case, like people, like tech nerds bought it. I think it only stayed in beta, so it didn't really go out to the general public. But it wasn't, the utility of it wasn't that good.
Well, because there was all sorts of I watched some thing on ABC. What was it? Gruen transfer or something, or whatever it's called now. Gruen whatever. And they were talking about these glasses, but then they said that there was all these ethical issues because you can just take photos on your glasses of people without without showing that you're taking a photo, and it's all a bit suspect. Yeah,
so you can take video of what's in front of you as well. There is a brand that's going to bring out a headset that doesn't have a camera, and I think this could be it. Like it's just a pair of glasses with a cord and earplugs or whatever, and all it is a mirrors your phone screen onto the glasses, so you got an overlay, so you can look at what's So it's just a slim down, simple thing where it's just pretty much a display and the phone runs it, and maybe something like that will have utility.
So instead of going, oh, smartwatch, you go...
something, I don't know. I've got, besides just the drama of it, I've got no interest in using these products at all. Like, I'm not interested in VR. I don't do gaming. So, but yeah, it's they've certainly staked a lot of money, and there's people, shareholders of Facebook, that aren't too happy because because it's a lot of negative press, and it's like people have a perception that it's all rubbish. So
yeah. Well, he didn't even get to have his little icon of him look very good either.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. They had they've got these. They've got the ones in the game, which are the icons.
Yeah.
So you've just got simple figures, the same as you have on an Xbox or a Wii or whatever they have now. What's the replacement to the Wii? What's the new one? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Switch.
Switch, yeah. So they're like that, but then
Avatar thing.
Yeah, avatars. But then they've got these other avatars where they scan your face with cameras, like you put the camera around like that, and it creates an image of you. But the examples they showed in the keynote speech that he did would have been done where they actually rendered it and did it like they do in the movies. They properly rendered their face, and the technology's not as good as that they made out on the video.
Yeah.
Like it's not there yet, and whether it ever will be. Yeah. And because then you could be like you in virtual reality.
Yeah.
But that's that whether that ever happens or whatever, it's a long way down the track. But yeah, it's a bit. But even him being the face of it, he's so wooden and alien and like get it like. I'm sure someone would want to say to him, let's get in a chief executive fucking face of the company.
But remember when Matt Damon tried to be the face of crypto, and that didn't work either, and he's quite an attractive face.
Yeah, that's because crypto's pretty much a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, just because
he shouldn't have got into that. That was silly. But we all got fooled because there was a little bit of money to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just you don't. It's a bigger fool principle where you don't want to be left holding the bag. You want to get in. People throw their money in it. The value of the currency goes up, and then you get out before other people do because it's just based on how much money's in the system. They throw money in. You think, oh, that's a good price. Take it out, and then that means it drops an increment. If a whale comes along with a billion coins or whatever, depending on how many coins are in circulation, and he pulls all his money out, then the price of it drops to nothing. And then wait a sec, you've just bought in because it was going up, and you bought at 60 cents, and now it's at 5 cents.
Yeah.
So.
But there's overlap between that and shares anyway.
Yeah, there is, but it's backed by value.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's not backed by
nothing.
Yeah. And then there's dividends and stuff like that. Yeah. New Avatar movie coming out. Have you seen the promo?
No, I haven't seen the promo. I've just seen a lot of people watching the old Avatar movie.
Yes, yeah. There's a few times they've brought out the Avatar movie after its initial screening now. Where they've gone, oh, let's rerun Avatar.
At the movies.
Yeah. And they're doing it again to get people prepped for this new one. But the new one seemed really CGI based. I suppose the old one was too. It'll probably look fairly good, but it didn't really grab me. I'm sure it probably will in the cinema. I'll probably go and see it, but yeah. But
is it just called Avatar 2, or is it like Avatar Rise of the Machines or something?
Yeah, it's something to do with underwater or something. They go underwater, like you see them swimming and that sort of thing. It does have a name, but I don't know what it is.
Because aren't they blue and the water's blue? That'll be tricky.
Yeah, and they go real deep, so you can't see a thing. It's like one of the final episodes of Game of Thrones, where it was all dark, and I had a bit of light come through the window, so I could see nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what's going on here? So I went to another room, and you see the odd flash of a sword or whatever, but it's pretty much looking at a black screen the whole episode. It's silly. Because it was the long night, the winter, Yeah.
Winter came.
Yeah. Winter is coming.
No, but it's in past tense, so winter came.
Winter came. Taylor Swift. What do you think?
Oh, well, if I read the thing right, it said that she was the top 10 on the top 100 Billboard charts. That
Yeah.
Every single top 10 in the top 100 Billboard charts was her music.
Yeah, after you told me that, and I went and looked it up, and it was true. But I actually listened to the album, like not the full songs. I just listened to bits of them, and it's all because of her name. It's not because of the quality of the album. It's not her best album. It's pretty boring, really. It's naff. And I didn't know whether it was just me and I wasn't listening to the right bits of the song, but then there's this guy on YouTube who's very popular with reviewing music, and he thought the same thing. He just dragged it through the ringer. He didn't think much of it.
Have you seen any of her video clips, or have any of them come out yet? Or?
Yeah, there's one where there's a few actors in it and she plays Cinderella.
Oh, I thought she was.
That's probably the best song.
Hasn't she already been Cinderella in one of the film clips before?
Oh, she's a big fan of Cinderella, Liz. Yeah, and there's other actors in it, and she's just pretty much scrubbing the floor while the other ones are being bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes, and it's sort of the sequence doesn't really match up because it's not long enough to be a movie. It starts with her scrubbing the floor while they're saying they're going to the ball, and then her walking into the ball and singing the song. And
I wanted to see her in a pumpkin.
Yeah, I wanted the pumpkin
carriage. Yeah.
How are we going for time?
22 minutes. At 25 it clicks off and clicks on.
Oh, okay. Because that's all I've got.
Yeah, good.
You had enough, have you? Do you reckon anyone enjoyed that? We've got low viewership at the moment, so whenever something like that happens to me, I assume that I've offended everybody, or that I'm being cocky, and people are going, look at this cockhead. I'm not going to watch him.
Well, how about we turn this off, shoot the breeze?
Okay. We've got to do the ending for this.
No, because... Oh, so this will be one episode and Shoot the Breeze will be a different episode. Oh, yes, I remember the whole reason why of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a bit wooden. Oh, gotcha.
Don't. Stop that.
I'll chew on you. Do your ending.
Yeah, hold
Do
on.
your start. I'll do the ending because the ending comes now.
Okay.
Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. On next week's show, we'll be talking about yuccas. They're a type of plant, and my yard is fucking full of them.
Can't wait.
Let's do this.
Hi, guys.